Brett, talk to us about the infrastructure that you're building with your team. You are starting in futures and in crypto, but you have bigger ambitions. Can you explain really what that path looks like?
So Architect is a set of front-end and back-end technologies that's meant to eliminate market structure complexity for sophisticated individual investors as well as institutions. There are a variety of different market structures that currently exist. There, of course, we're talking about digital assets. There are fully integrated, centralized digital asset platforms. There are decentralized platforms. There are custody platforms. There are also regulated derivative platforms, for example, CME, where you can trade, Bitcoin, Ether, futures, and options. And volume on products on CME, for example, are at an all-time high, probably largely as a result of all of the recent turmoil in spot crypto markets, as well as uncertainty around regulation. It's important for us to be able to provide the infrastructure to be able to connect to futures exchanges regulated in the US for our customers, and not just for crypto assets, to be able to give them access to all kinds of derivatives that they can trade through these centralized clearing and settlement and trading platforms.
So why would an institutional investor connect through your platform specifically? Why not others? What's the differentiators here?
So any sophisticated investor or institution that wants to connect to these venues has to build a lot of technology. And this is basically what every trading firm has to do. They have to build connectivity to the CME. They have to build connectivity to Coinbase. They have to build out market data capture infrastructure. They have to build order management systems. And all of this takes an enormous amount of time and resources and hiring very advanced developers to be able to build all this technology. And rather than build it themselves, they can buy the technology instead. Mm-hmm. So what we're doing is bringing all of our expertise building these kinds of systems in our past careers to this platform, where we're going to provide a best-in-class platform for people to trade in both a manual and automated way.
How receptive have potential clients been to this? I mean, we know, at least with some of the bigger banks that maybe do have the resources, or at least you would think they do, some of them have preferred to do that in-house for security reasons and just being able to protect their own IP. What type of clients are you actually courting right now?
So the client base can actually be all over the map. We've seen everything from individual investors who might be trading on their own, but they're more sophisticated than just maybe buying some asset like once a month or once a year. We also see small, medium, large hedge funds. They have trading strategy ideas, but they don't have yet the time and the resources to be able to build out the technology themselves. Yeah. But we also see interest from very large institutions who also typically tend to buy technology as opposed to build a lot of that in-house.
And just to be clear, are you doing this across all of the major financial asset classes?
We're going to over time. We're starting in regulated futures and options, as well as in the crypto markets. And over time, we hope to move into other kinds of securities, treasuries, stocks, stock options.
Do you think there is demand there, particularly in the fixed income space, which of course we know we could use a lot of extra help there?
Especially with where rates have gone recently, the demand for electronic trading and treasury products has increased significantly. And so we think that people are going to want to trade those in the same way they're trading other products that are moving out there.
And why start with futures and crypto? Talk to us about the integration and the demand as well that you're seeing today.
The crypto markets are the ones that have been built the most recently, which means in many ways they're the most technologically complex, whether that is trying to hook up to an exchange that was built only a couple of years ago, or to a DeFi platform where you have to actually engage with talking to a smart contract using a wallet. And we think that if we start with the most complex and build really great modern front ends and technologies, then moving into the traditional assets will be a lot easier, as opposed to existing platforms which can support the existing traditional assets and then have to figure out how to bolt on crypto and smart contracts and DeFi afterwards.
How much money have you raised for Architect for this venture?
We raised $5 million in January.
Was there any issue when you were pitching this to folks, given your affiliation with FTX, your departure before the collapse here, was there any concern among some of those potential investors about your involvement in whatever was going on at FTX?
What I told them then, and what is obviously clear now, is that the mismanagement that happened at FTX, not only did I not cause that mismanagement, but I did everything I could in my power to try to fix it, and actually was retaliated against for doing so. And they also know my 13-year career history in managing large teams, some of the top trading firms in the world, and it really speaks for itself, and so it hasn't really been an issue.
What did you learn during your time both working at FTX, this exchange operation, and working at high-frequency trading firms like Jane Street, Citadel Securities? What are you taking from your past that is used in building this infrastructure?
would say there have been two main takeaways for me. The first is working at these trading firms. Many of these companies are building the same kinds of technology that all the other companies are building. And for us to make a leap forward in terms of the technological abilities for the average trader or institution, there needs to be democratized software that everyone can get access to, not just the the highest performing trading firms in the world. And that's sort of part of our mission. The second is, especially in terms of our learnings from the FTX and just seeing the broader crypto market, security and safety is the most important thing to get people to trust your platform and use it, which is why we've been very careful in designing our platform such that clients never have to give up their own credentials, their private wallet keys, their funds to us in any way. They maintain complete control over the software and can connect directly to all these trading venues.
What about registrations and things like that? Other considerations to lock this up for your new venture?
So to start, we are just a technology provider. So we're going to be just giving technology to people for them to use. But over time, we'd hope to expand the services that we can provide. For example, we're looking into registering with different agencies, whether that's FINRA or the NFA, to be able to offer more kinds of brokerage services to clients over time and be able to onboard them directly and be more than just a technology provider.